Hey, welcome back. I'm Jack.
And I'm Jacob.
I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but sometimes organizing my days, my schoolwork, could all be very stressful and hard. There's days where, you have all the motivation in the world to get stuff done, and then in a minute, it's just gone. You're sitting on your couch just binging shows. Maybe you constantly find yourself cramming more things into the day or week that you can't even handle it and not finish it at all. What about visualizing your goals? Are you constantly stressing out about your path, don't have a clear view on what you want to achieve, and just panic because of it? Look, these are all normal things that we all go through. So the first thing to know is that you're not alone in this, and trust me, we all go through this every day. The second thing you need to know is, there's just a bunch of methods that Jacob and I here will help you use in your day-to-day activities. Have you ever struggled with motivation or not too sure on what motivates you to do more?
Honestly, yeah. I find myself worrying about assignments and other tasks I have to fit in my day, and just feel like a deflated balloon.
Right, that type of thinking always made me feel defeated and less motivated to do my work.
What helps you keep your motivation then?
First, I had to really understand what motivates me and what demotivates me.
So what is motivation really?
Well, you have to think about the things that motivate you. Like for me, I get motivated for things that make me happy, things that I enjoy, but as well as things like, schoolwork, maybe my job as well.
Wait, so could stress be a motivator?
Yeah, of course. Stress could help you take the first step to do things. But as we all know, too much stress is bad and could be a demotivator. So to get the right amount of stress, you need to find what really demotivates you, what motivates you, and how to plan your daily tasks.
So what I'm hearing is that even things that you love or take stress away can demotivate you.
Yeah, just as much as keeping too much stress on your shoulders could lead you into this unhealthy snowball effect.
Do you ever have those times where you know how much work you got to do, you're staring at the computer screen, assignment open, but can't seem to take your eyes off your phone and think to yourself, I have to get this done now, but never seem to actually start till the last minute?
Yeah, all the time. I honestly find that as soon as I pick up my phone, even my Xbox controller, or even if they're just sitting somewhere near me, all my desire of getting my schoolwork or anything gets done by throwing into the trash or whatever, because I'm too worried about my ultimate team or even what's popping on Snap.
So that's a super normal demotivator, which is basically when items that are more appealing to you take your full concentration and focus away from any task because your mind simply just wants to get the easy reward.
So what is a way to stop super normal demotivators from affecting you as much?
I feel like keeping a strong mindset and keeping your goals in mind can help get by this. It's very easy to get distracted, and it's okay to be from time to time. But when this happens, think how much time you could gain from completing the task and what you could do for yourself by doing it.
I see. By just putting yourself back on track could actually really help. I guess another thing I honestly found out too was that when I did not have a clear vision for my goal or even my future, I ended up becoming more stressed out. And it wasn't until I started planning my goals and obstacles that I found more relief in this.
Yeah, I totally understand. I started doing the same thing, but I use something called Whoop to help me plan.
Well, what is Whoop?
Whoop has 4 elements to take in mind: wish, outcome, obstacle, and plan. When you wish, you must visualize some goal you want to complete in the next 4 weeks and pick one that you feel is the most important to you. Then visualize the best possible outcome and how that makes you feel. After that, find an obstacle you will face while completing this goal, and then plan out how you can overcome that obstacle. So for example, if my wish were to get all A's on my report card, I would picture the best outcome from that wish could be my parents congratulating you with a gift or even bragging rights to your friends. Then I would picture all the homework and other activities that would block me from achieving this goal and think of how I would manage to get over all of these.
Wow, that's interesting actually. I don't think I've actually really heard of Whoop, but one strategy that always helped me with this was creating an obstacle plan.
Yes, obstacle plans are great. Maybe you could describe one for our listeners?
Of course. So an obstacle plan is when you have something you want to achieve, then write down a problem or something that stops you from achieving this. And then you write down solutions on what you could do to achieve this. So basically when I did mine, I wanted to get in a team I had to try out for. So I pictured all the other kids going for my spot and all the other things they need to work on. Then I went out on my free time and I spent my free time trying to work on those things to get onto the team.
So I'm guessing you made it?
Yeah, but I got injured pretty quick. But many people think that keeping a positive outlook on your future and your goals is bad and keeps you from achieving it.
But Whoop and other research shows that keeping a positive reminder about where you want to go and the things you want to do will help you keep a plan and keep yourself from freaking out every night when you close your eyes.
Sounds like you've had that issue a couple times.
Honestly, more than enough.
But I feel like you could use Whoop for anything, especially since it doesn't seem like it's much of a written down strategy.
You're right. It's very close to meditation, I find, which are both great methods to clear up certain thoughts. But another way to make sure you're creating an effective obstacle plan is by making sure your time management is good. Without a good time management plan, your goals seem to get fogged up from the stress.
Yes, of course. Do you have any time management systems that you use the most or like more than others?
My favorite thing to do now that really helps me out is time blocking.
Yes. Time blocking. Your highly detailed calendar app.
Yep, there's many apps to find where you can time block, but you can really do it on just any calendar app.
Now, for those who don't know what time blocking is, it's basically a weekly to-do list or organizer where you insert your daily activities from sleep all the way to hanging out with friends and even eating.
This process can be very time consuming but worthwhile, as it definitely helps put our days and time management into perspective.
Did you find anything about your time management about doing your after doing your first time block?
I found out I'm terrible at it.
For real, I found out how much I try to cram in a day or even just a week and all the sleep I lose over it.
Especially adding those extra 2 hours on gaming.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that too much.
But there really are a lot of benefits from doing time blocking. I found that I got a lot better at figuring out what things were really important to me each day and how long I should spend on my time on them.
For me, it helped me cut out things that maybe I was doing too much of, or maybe even not enough of. With all that extra time crunching, you find a lot more extra time you'll end up on having your hands on. Like, once I actually got to planning and I got to really see how many hours I needed to spend doing work when I got home, it just started to give me a lot less stress on what I had to do when I got home and like got me right to actually working.
Well, why is that?
Well, I feel like when I always thought I would have so many hours of like schoolwork after when I got home. So I would have no time to play, no time to hang out. So I would always constantly just go to video games, go to watch TV, and spend so many hours just hanging out before I actually got to start it. And then when it got really late, I would not want to do anything and just be stressed out the whole next day because I got no homework done or anything.
So you procrastinated yourself into an unhealthy snowball we mentioned earlier?
Yep, exactly.
That's why I say figuring out your own time management style is so important, because without it, you're always tricking yourself into thinking you have to do mounds of work when you really have short uphills of tasks.
Well, thanks everyone for listening today. Again, try not to think of yourself as being alone going through this, as not only are your classmates dealing with the same things, but even people like your teachers, parents, and even your idols all have days, weeks, or months where stress, the motivation, and everything else just seems to pile up on top. But hopefully you were able to take something out of our podcast today that will help you get past this, or any time that you feel like you're going through something where maybe you're getting a little too cramped or just feel like you're just getting a little overwhelmed with your work. Thanks again, and catch us back here next week for some more life tips with Jack and Jacob.